Order. The honourable member for Burnaby, New Westminster.
L'Europe est ébranlée par la menace d'une catastrophe économique qui pourrait avoir d'importantes répercussions dans le monde, y compris ici au Canada. Les Canadiens ont peur de perdre leur emploi. Il y a un nombre record des familles qui font appel aux banques alimentaires. Il y a un niveau record d'inégalité. Il y a près de 2 millions de sans-emploi, mais aucun plan concret de création d'emplois et soutien de l'économie. Monsieur le Président, la question est bien simple. Quand ce gouvernement va-t-il enfin agir pour ces familles canadiennes?
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Et nous avons un plan pour agir, comme on l'a dit plusieurs fois, maintes fois encore. Le NPD a voté contre un plan. Le plan qui va aider avec l'économie, qui va aider nos familles canadiennes, c'est notre plan qui va secondaire à notre plan économique, l'action économique du plan. Je m'excuse. Le plan économique du Canada. Alors, je me demande pourquoi est-ce que le NPD résiste de voter avec nous autres pour créer des jobs comme on l'a fait avec 650 000 emplois depuis juillet 2009.
The honourable member for Burnaby, New Westminster.
Its part is very clear. What is clear is that slow growth means fewer jobs for Canadians. Yesterday, the parliamentary budget officer said we should expect another 100,000 Canadians to lose their jobs next year. The Governor of the Bank of Canada says the economy is slowing. These are individuals with more credibility than the government. Now, Conservatives are clearly taking Canada down the wrong track. When will this government admit it doesn't have a plan, adopt the sound economic suggestions of this side of the House of the NDP, and act now to protect family-supporting jobs? To avoid 100,000 more unemployment.
The honourable parliamentary secretary.
Mr. Speaker, I was at that meeting yesterday. I heard very clearly what the PBO had to say. I heard very clearly the other day what the Bank of Canada governor had to say. And it was very clear that the PBO said he makes mistakes. And why did he say that? It's because there was a study done in the Globe and Mail recently that said very clearly that the PBO is less accurate many times over the government estimates, which are private sector independent economist estimates. The government is 9 times out of 15 more accurate. We're going to stick with our low tax agenda. We're going to help families. Whether or not they vote for it, we're going to do the right thing.
The honourable member for Burnaby, New Westminster.
Well, Mr. Speaker, let's talk about mistakes. From May 2008 to today, they've created barely 250,000 jobs in this country. Not the numbers they advance, not the bogus mistakes that they've put forward. Now, before they start to celebrate, the reality is, over this same period of time, the labour market grew by 450,000 jobs, which means they're 200,000 jobs short from treading water, from standing still. That's very unfortunate for Canadian families. So given that their numbers are bogus, given that they're going to lose another 100,000 jobs if they don't act, why don't they get to work now so the Canadian families...
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Have to resist is that $10 billion tax hike that the NDP has proposed that will kill jobs, will negatively impact Canadian families. And let's not forget, the IMF and the OECD have been very clear that this is the country in the next 5 years, the best country in the world to do business. And we're going to continue on the plan we've had because that's giving us the advantage in the world. That's going to help Canadian families. And we are not going to succumb to the punishment of the NDP on our Canadian families by voting for higher taxes and killing jobs.